Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the On Time, On Target Morning Brief, and welcome to 420, which is Pot Day as well as Dogecoin Day. So if you're familiar with the cryptocurrency Dogecoin, it's the one with the dog on it. It's not actually a coin, it's crypto, so it's electronic ledger. However, it has been widely supported by Elon Musk. So the connection between 420, that date associated with the legalization of pot in Canada, I believe, that date is now, kind of associated with Elon Musk, who said, $420 funding assured on Tesla. He's made several jokes of, marijuana related jokes along the way. And now he's also joking about Dogecoin and to the moon, if you've seen the picture of the dog and all of that. So he's really kind of behind that, if you will, at least on Twitter anyway. And what's funny is there is a report, I don't know if this is true, but there is a buyer of Dogecoin that has, I think, 18% of the total Dogecoins that are out there, that keeps buying an interesting specific amount, which actually relates to his birthday. Now, that could be internet make-believe stuff, but if that's true, that would only lend further credence that Elon Musk is kind of propping up the Dogecoin. And I talked about it the other day. He said, wouldn't it be ironic if the coin that was started as a meme coin, if you will, for fun, actually becomes the actual coin. So there's many calls that it's supposed to hit $1 today. I think it's around 40 cents right now. Others I heard this morning say they're going to, hold on for dear life, and it's being pushed through forums and things to get at least above 60 cents today. But we'll take a look at Dogecoin in addition to the marijuana stocks that are out there in conjunction with it being 420, which is traditionally, let's buy marijuana stock sort of day anyway. The U.S. House passed a cannabis banking bill. Now, they've passed this before in 2019, but it couldn't get through the Senate. Now, obviously, the political dynamics have changed such that it may get through the Senate this time. And actually, kind of the initial indications that it will. But this cannabis banking bill allows U.S. firms. So a lot of the big firms that are out there, if you're thinking, well, let's move individual stocks. And I generally say, unless you are an expert in the field, it's not going to move any stock you've ever heard of. Your big players are Canadian out there. So obviously this is not related to them because it's with U.S. banking. But I do have the MJ index fund, which I use for myself, my clients, for exposure to this investment theme. And I also have 5 names that you probably, again, haven't heard of. Maybe you've heard of in the news a little bit, like MedMen, Curaleaf, that sort of thing. But are they going to move on this news? We're going to keep an eye on them today. Again, it has not been passed by the Senate, but it looks like it's going to be this time. So, and also for our question today, we're not going to go state by state. What are the actual rules for each state for marijuana? But currently, if my numbers that I got from the internet this morning, 36 states have some form of legalization. I'm looking for it. I don't see it. And then 17 are legal outright for recreational use. We're not going to go through those, but I will show you where you can actually find the rules for each state. So with that, if you're catching us on a replay, make sure you hit the subscribe and notification bell. If you want to join us live, it's $25 a month to come on in the room. What you don't see is a Q&A window and a chat window to be able to ask me questions every morning on any topic you want, and I won't leave until they're all answered. With that, let's go ahead and get started. welcome back, everyone. Here is our lineup card for the day. Make sure you have your chat window and your Q&A window set up appropriately, and also the standard disclaimer applies. Make sure you do your own due diligence for acting upon anything you hear this morning. I just hit into chat again for those that just joined in. The longs and shorts of the day: Fisker and SNDX long, and then Space, which is Virgin Galactic short. And of course, you know, from the open, today is April 20th, so pot day. So we're going to talk marijuana stocks. It's also now being called Doge Day for Dogecoin day. So we'll see what happens in the crypto markets today based off of that. And our question today is going to be, what are the state-by-state marijuana laws? Not that you want to necessarily look those or want to know them all, but you can certainly look up for your state, or at least take an overview of where everybody is. And again, the investment thesis here, why you would want to invest in marijuana, is, you know, if you don't like it, don't support it, don't do drugs, all of that stuff, then don't do it, of course. But if you think that legalization of marijuana is going to be on a similar path as legalization of alcohol, which I do think that, and that's why I think it's an investable theme out there. So if you have ethical reasons to not invest, don't do it. But if you don't, and you want to participate in this, I think there's going to be lots of money to be made in the space. So that's why we're taking a look at these names today. All right, our flow is going to be long, short, open, short, long. We're doing market review, round the world review, headline review. Take a look at, again, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin on the move again. So because largely, I think because of Doge Day as well. Even it's similar but not the same, of course, since it's different coins. But cryptos tend to move together, and a lot of interest in the space today. For long-term investments, MJ is the one I'm going to recommend to folks. If you want exposure to the market, it's an index fund. It's the way I play it. I don't try to get in there and pick out individual names. I used to, and you know, all of the big names have made money, but I think it's easier just to be in the index. And then there's 5 U.S. small firms, which I'll pop up. You can take a look at those if you are interested. We'll execute the market open, and then contingencies and academic resources are standard. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at ThinkPipes platform. Fast forward to the longs and the shorts today: Fisker long, FSR, SNDX long as well, on some medical news, even though it sold off pretty hard here, so that's not going to work. And then Space is the short. Virgin Galactic got dumped by Kathy Wood, so she announced that last night, so that's why it's selling off pretty hard. When you look at the overall market, yeah, we saw some red numbers today. Futures are in the red today, so we could be you know, another move down. We shall see. If you look at the 5-day and the SPY, you know, there's our move down yesterday, and here's the future setting up for kind of a down day. Again, not concerned because of the long-term health of the market that we have been in. All right, let's go ahead and go to CNBC. We're going to take a look around the world here quickly. There's the futures in the red. Europe is in the red across the board. Asia, Japan selling off pretty hard, 2% there. You can see bonds 1.6 or so on the 10-year. Oil's up just fractionally, if you will. Gold and silver off slightly, and then crypto, Bitcoin up fractionally this morning. Not really a big mover in the news. As far as headlines, there's the future. There's some one of our Fisker, FSR, one of our longs, got a buy rating today. That's why we're taking that long. Nike got a downgrade. Not in Nike myself, but it's certainly certainly a strong player out there. I haven't seen this till this morning. Martial arts betting, I bet that goes huge, actually, to be honest. A big following there, and why not bet on it as well if you're into that sort of thing. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at MJ again. For those that just joined, marijuana is the theme of the day. 420 is commonly associated with pot day. Here's where, you know, I've been recommending this since below 25, so I've done nothing but lose money all the way down to where it's sitting at 21 now. I do like the long-term theme. You know, here's kind of the run-up for the election. It peaked out and then down. It's coming back to reality. But really, I like it moving forward. So if you're interested, then take a look at MJ. If you want to go into individual names, I'll bring up Schwab here real quick. So here's your MJ in the upper left. You can kind of see the chart there. MedMen is a retail store. It's a penny stock, so don't do this unless you're up for some risk. But if you want to get down in the penny spots, you can see Going into the last earnings, it popped up to $1. Looks like it's probably due earnings again here sometime soon, and it sold off pretty hard. Curaleaf is the only one I've heard of the other names that are out there. It's at the $13 price point. It's sold off, so you could take a look at that. I'm not going to go into it myself, but it's certainly something you can take a look at. And then there's some other tickers you have to just pause and look at those yourself if you are so inclined. But again, MJ, I think it's a buy here. It's been a buy below 25, and that's how I play it, and that's my recommendation. All right, let's go over to TD Ameritrade and set up for the on time, on target play of the day. Give me just a second here, and we'll go over those. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the On Time, On Target plays of the day. We have 4 screens in front of us. They're all 1-minute charts. We are looking at the SPY. So again, the futures in the red, but they're kind of trending up here going into the open. We have Fisker, which received an upgrade today. This stock has sold off hard and is now coming back. It's got some strength into it. S&DX received some medical news. They were up earlier. They obviously are selling off hard, so we're not going to do that one. I'll come up with another one here in a second. And finally, for our short of the day, Space is Virgin Galactic. Here's the opening bell. Because Space is Virgin Galactic got dumped by Kathy Wood this morning, so we'll keep an eye on that to the short side. All right, again, I'll find something to replace SNDX here. We'll look at another short, FUTU, selling off. So again, it's long FSR, short FUTU, and then short Space, SPCE. All right, can't remember FUTU. Let's see what the... that's a stock issuing in FUTU, so that's why it's been selling off. Let's actually switch to a merger name. CNI, which is a Canadian railroad, made an over merger, meaning Canada Pacific's already in a merger talk, and they came over the top basically with a higher offer. So let's take a look at Space here. I think that's a strong enough headline to lead to a sell-off today. So 2065, that put us down to an entry of 2040. Not quite ready to take it here. It's a 25-cent stop. Daggone it, was just getting ready to grab it when it went. So want it to pop back up above 2040, and it looks like it's not going to. I didn't have quite enough conviction there at 2040, so we'll see if it comes back here. All right, FSR long. I do kind of like the fact that it sold off. All right, let's get back into taking a look at Space here. Again, all my math is based off of 2065 holding the high of the day. If it goes above that, then we can move our entry, if you will. Okay, so that entry's off. We'll have to take another look at this. CNI, again, this is the merger, and the concern is that they paid too much. So again, you'd be looking at a $1 stop here. Can't quite go over the high of the day because that's just too far. FSR is selling off, so if we look at the low of the day, it's 1357. It'd be 15 cents. That's too hard. So 1355 would be 1370. So it'd be 1375 with the 20-cent stop. To be able to go long FSR here. And again, this is a upgrade recommendation. It's a buy. So let's take it long here at 1375. There it is long. We are going to use a, what did I say, 20-cent stop. So 1355 is your lower stop here. Again, covering the low of the day. So we get the arrow put in here. Already zipping off the chart. It's just at the 1 hour point. It looks like it's gone up a lot. It hasn't. It's just gone up to the 1 hour point. So we'll get that drawn in here in a second. All right, 1375 is our entry. 1395 is our first R. Again, with the 20-cent stop. And then the exit point would be 1435, which is way off the chart here. So you kind of have to let this one go for a while. Zoom in here a little bit. My messed up arrow is terrible arrow, but all right, in at 1375. bottom stop here 1355, and then we'll just let this thing continue to cook. All right, bring that up on another screen if you want, otherwise, because I'm going to go off of this chart onto the bigger picture stuff. Ooh, what's going on over here? Space. Yeah, that would not have worked even if we got our entry point. So neither of these two would have worked. So I like the trade we're in, FSR long, based on the buy recommendation. All right, let's zoom out and take a look at the actual investing for the book. IBM beat earnings, so they're up. Where did they go? IBM beat earnings, so they're up. Again, this has been a troubled name like forever, and I don't really. I am invested in it in the book for folks that have a bunch of the stock because they used to work there, but certainly not a big fan. I think it's old tech, so I'd rather invest in new tech myself. All right. MongoDB, Tesla's up a little bit, Netflix up, Revive Therapeutics up a little bit, Palantir getting some love. All right, so some GoDaddy, excuse me, KWeb up. That's your Chinese tech that I always talk about. Blackstone up a little bit, Costco up a little bit. Costco reports earnings this week. Kind of want to take a look at Costco just real quick. Obviously, high price point here. It is at 370. Let's zoom out a little bit. I think Costco's favorite, they performed very well during the pandemic, and it's been kind of running up 320 up to 380. Let's even zoom out to a year chart. Okay, so sold off hard down to 310 up to 370. Here it was back towards the election, so kind of the big run up there. So it's probably got more room to run to the upside. I'm going to take a harder look at it today. All right, let's switch over to the downside. Empower is selling off 6%. BioNTech, again, that's one of our vaccine names that we always talk about. Where did it go? There it is, 4.5%. Abbott Labs, a lot of medical names selling off here. Abbott Labs off 3%, Moderna off 2%. Coinbase continues to kind of sell off after the IPO. Let's just take a look at the price of it now. So here's your IPO. Remember, it came out at that 381 level. Popped here, was 381. Popped all the way up here, ended up down on the day. It's kind of been stair stepping down since they're down at 325. Again, if you don't have any, you can add some here or buy some here. If you have a bunch, I don't know, I'd kind of just wait for right now, just kind of see how it goes, and then probably buy some before the next earnings, if you will. I think they will crush earnings. All right. Let's check back on our trade, see how it did. All right, so it's well into the green. Didn't quite hit our exit point, but let's catch up with our chart here. So 20 cents on this is 14.15 is our 2R point, which is right here. And then 14.35 is the exit. Up here, 14.35 is our 3R point. So again, I'm not a big fan of killing trades before they get there, but this did have quite a move. So you're up 2R. If you wanted to exit here, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and just let it ride for it to go all the way up to 14.35. But on the news, on this being just an upgrade, I would have no problem just killing the trade here and accepting your 2R. So actually, let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and kill it now. So what I get there, 14.10. When I said kill it, so we'll call that the final trade for the day, exiting out at the 1.7 R point. So doubled your money, and then what's that, 170%. So a little more on top of that. So all right, we'll call that. So to conclude, we entered down here at 13.75. We covered the low of the day down to 13.55. Took a few minutes for it to get going. Didn't quite get to the 3R point and decided to exit early. So all right, that's what I've got for the trade of the day. Let's switch over to the marijuana laws state by state. So here you go. This is Investopedia, which is pretty accurate as far as going for sources of information. I was actually surprised this was on here, but it's one of the big themes in the world is this marijuana investing theme. So if you want to try to keep, where are we on the status, this is a good place to get it. So here you go. As of April 2021, 36 states and DC have legalized marijuana use in some form. We just had the banking announcement this morning, so that's not on here. Let's see. There's the overall legalization. Here you go. Completely legal for or for full use. Again, I think it's either 16 or 17 states. So really, when you look at it, here the West Coast is all legal, and the East Coast is going to start legalization. Obviously, the tough sell is going to be um, in your kind of heartland slash deep south states are going to be probably the last to fall on this. But again, the investing thesis is the fact, or is the thesis that it's going to follow the alcohol model. So therefore, if it's going to be legalized nationwide, it's going to be heavily taxed. Throw it into the sin stocks out there. So a lot of money to be made. And again, my recommendation is just buy the index, which is MJ, which covers both the recreational and the medical use. So that's what I have for you today. Thanks so much for checking us out this morning. Enjoy 420 and Doge Day. So, keep an eye on Dogecoin throughout the day if you want to follow. It should be interesting, at least. It's certainly going to dominate the headlines in the investing world today. And I don't know. I did not see a tweet from Elon Musk this morning, but I'm sure he'll say something at some point during the day in celebration of Doge Day. So, all right, with that, we will see you guys back tomorrow. Bye.